Hello, I'm ibxtoycat, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am not a big understander of Thanksgiving, being that we don't really celebrate it in the UK, or if we do, it's in September. But as best as I can tell, as a British person trying to understand the world of the USA, is that it's Christmas, but with the crucial twist here, a month early, because, you know, Americans are a bit impatient. They can't wait a whole month for Christmas. And also, you have to say you're thankful for at least one thing during the day. So, I've got my Christmas hat. I've got my Christmas shirt. This is what Christmas, you know, we're doing American-style Christmas, or Thanksgiving. See, I'm learning the language. And we're going to be playing some Minecraft, hanging out, and having a good time. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a very, very, very kind of hectic day leading up to this one. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun anyway, I hope. Or maybe it'll be the worst time ever. You know, I would be thankful for the worst time ever, because I understand Thanksgiving. Yeah, look at me, everyone. So, with that said, I hope that you are doing wonderfully. In fact, I hope you're doing desert well today, because I am in the middle of a bit of a moment in my Minecraft life, which is to say, I've been very, very, very busy for basically as long as I can remember, and I've got my first month where I'm solidly diving into something this December, and so there's a lot of things that come to mind for what could be done. You know, like a streamer style thing. You know, we could do lots of fun things, but I'm having an opportunity to play a lot more Minecraft, but in a more varietatious way. So yeah, I love my Let's Play streams. This is one of my favorite worlds, and you know, whenever there is just a Minecraft stream, you can assume it's here by default, but there will be some fun things coming up this month. It's going to be a lot of fun, and as CC2510 suggests, the only thing we could do better is doing 200 days live. Thank you, by the way, for becoming a Thanksgiving member, the Gaming Noodle. Do you know what I feel about you becoming a member? I feel very thankful. So, yeah, the first thing I'm working on... Oh, look, a sheep burnt itself to death in my lava. And now that's my free real estate right there. Look at this. That's my free piece of wool. And that's my free couple of mud. I'm feeling good about that. But yeah, we need to take the lava which exists here and use it to make more cauldrons. Because, yeah, we have a lava farm that we're going to use to make... quite a few big lava things. I think I'm going to make this whole thing into a lava lake at some point. It is the very loose stated goal. You could, because there's a couple of ways we could do this, right? Like we could do it this way, but that's not going to really achieve anything, is it? So we have to instead layer it on top of it. Because if we do it that way, let me show you the alternative, is if we instead place the lava on top, then we have a bit more of an interesting proposition. I'm building the nether in my console-sized nether, to scale, by the way, in my Let's Play world. So what we can instead do is place it on top, and then it kind of will do this, which is also very interesting, because it will create stone underneath, but we won't see that stone underneath, so it might actually be valuable. Also, speaking of valuable, relax. Wait, sorry. Emma Went, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. It was very rude of me to say a different name. This is the worst thing that can happen to a guy, but you know what, Relat is also a channel member. Our 430th, by the way. Thank you. I am very thankful for the new channel members. If I have to say so, if there is one thing I am thankful for, it is people deciding to support the channel right now. Also, love Pigstep, says Ryan. I love Pigstep too. I know what you mean. Also, average Minecraft survival server. You know, average Minecraft survival server looks basically like this, but cobblestone everywhere. There's a very fun thing, in my opinion, that people go a little bit wild when you put them in one big place. Also, loving the hat, Mr. Cat, says Lena. You know, I love the hat too. That's why I've got one. Chris H says...
All of life's stresses can be improved with a little Minecraft. Take care, Toy Cat.
Honestly, yes. I think that is one of my big points that I always want to get across, is that, Minecraft is the game. I've kind of jokingly referenced this before. That oh yeah, my ex-wife left me, but I still have Minecraft. I don't have an ex-wife,
Couldn't
thankfully.
have a Thanksgiving this year. Girlfriend and I broke up, and am estranged from my family. This shall be my company for this holiday.
So
thanks for always pulling through, Elf Cat. Also red?
I want to say, first of all, Valak, also red. Am I meant to be red? What's the red? But the to give you something different, I want to say that yeah, I think there's a lot of holidays Okay, so can I go back a second on this if you don't mind? One of the things that has become like really important to me as a goal is to be the like, you know, I've always been someone who had like just a family, a big, you know, like a Christmas to go to every year by default, and just didn't really think anything of it. It's like, yeah, that's just what you do. You don't. One of the things I wanted to be more and more is that, but for people. And you know, like there are a lot of Christmas orphans out there. There's a lot of Halloween. You know, like for every major occasion, I feel like it is important that in time. Oh, okay, we placed that one block too far forward again. For every major occasion, I feel like there's this like real sense of like I kind of understand it. Like people talking about their great plans can also make you be like, oh yeah, that's a time of year that people spend together, which is something that I am missing right now, which can be like a real sadness bringer, right? Also, this is such a weird, nonsensical thing to do with one bucket, but we're making it work anyway. We're making it work, and it's actually working wonderfully. And we're also getting more lava as we do it, and then some of that lava we're grabbing is going in here. So, yeah, I have some thanks to give, says Dasher. You know, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Also, do you have a harvest festival or a Thanksgiving in Russia? I've only ever looked up a few countries in there. There are a couple of other Thanksgivings, but it's like 95% America, 5% Canada, and then like 1% UK's Harvest Festival. And even then, it doesn't seem like anyone actually cares about the UK's Harvest Festival anymore. When I was a kid in school, it was like a big thing. It was like, yeah, we do this big festival where we raise money, we give it to, I don't know, I want to say homeless people, but it might just be people. I always thought that was an interesting thing. You know, is that a sign that my school is actually very, very well off? Like, I feel like giving money to homeless people is a rich thing to do, right? There's something odd about that when you think about it. Like, usually, like, spending lots of money is actually a sign that you're pretend rich, not real rich. But I feel like giving to homeless people is one of those, like, yeah, you live in a rich area. Giving to homeless people is an important thing. Cabbages and beans, says Ezra. Hello, sorry. The camera's cut in the wrong way too now, apparently. That's an interesting that's such an interesting thing to happen after a stream crash. So I have issues with my PC, and one of those interesting issues is that I think a capture card in there is maybe causing the whole thing to crash, including the stream that I happen to be doing at the time. Anyway, I am here. I am still an elf, and now you can see a different side of my room. I can probably fix that quite easily, but it's a very strange thing that my camera would flip itself around like that. Just give me a second. Okay, just pretend you can't. Pretend this is the messy Thanksgiving stream. Life is sometimes messy, and so too are the Minecraft streams you like. And unless you don't like Minecraft streams, in which case, so too is everything. You ever think about something interesting in Minecraft, which is that when water hits lava, it'll go into obsidian, but when rain hits it, it doesn't. This is like a deliberate decision to not annoy people. And so it's interesting to see something like this, at least to me personally. So I'm glad I didn't leave LOL, says Tyler Sky. One of the saddest but truest things about streaming is if there is a temporary hiccup like that, 80% of people are like, oh, the stream started buffering, guess he's gone forever, and then it takes like, you usually don't recover the viewers ever, but if you do, it takes like a very long time. And it's interesting because it's not how I see things, but also, you know, like there's a lot of things on the internet that are kind of a mystery, and that's low up there on the list, I guess, ultimately, all things considered. Also, yeah, everything is wrong, says Bearded Man. What else is wrong? Tell me what else has changed. So can you make a Toycat SMP and release the code to people only on this stream? So there's this issue. Okay, it's an issue for many things in the world. Let's not pretend it's a Minecraft server exclusive problem. But how do you know who you can trust? That genuine, like, how would you arrive at that conclusion? I think it is quite hard to work out a list of people who are safe and who are not, that isn't just random and making things up on the fly. So yeah, what do you reckon it's now? I've got all of this lava now, so if I end up getting 9 buckets, Do you think I should just cover all of this in lava slowly? Oh, I hear phantoms. That's not good.
Happy giving of the thanks, loser.
Oh, who says I'm a loser? You're a loser, Kodak. I'm just kidding. Oh no, what happened? Okay, there we go. That's what happened. Oh no, okay, that's what happened. It kicked me out the realm. Okay, so sorry about the messy thing. I'm not sure about this bean conversation. I feel attacked. Christmas is in July, is when you buy a Panasonic Blu-ray. And okay, I have no idea what I just read. It's okay, I'd love to meet you in Minecraft, says Toby Piggy. Also, wasn't it raining a second ago? It's so interesting how things in Minecraft work sometimes, huh? Or rather, maybe, perhaps, how they do not. So yeah, this project's fun. I think it's one where I kind of have to just wait a bit for a bunch of lava to come in. But I also need to come back with a bunch more buckets. This is a project that will require a lot of those. Especially if I'm going to be using 9 at a time, right? The amount of lava I will need to go through 9 buckets at one time, it's going to be pretty intense. But yeah, this is something I am going to set up. I guess realistically we need to have a lot more than 50 cauldrons if we're going to be using 9 lava buckets. But yeah, different things for different times. For now though, I think the project I want to work on most is my electro tunnel. This is the way, you know, if there's one thing I could be thankful for, it's that where many people have like a monofocus, which seems like it's handy all the time, I feel like I've always got 3 ideas on my mind, and it's very weird when I'm down to 1. But it means that like if something stops interesting me, I have the next idea already ready, and I'm excited because it's like, okay, well if I don't want to do that lava thing right now, that's awesome because it gives me some time to go and do something else. We're gonna fill up some boxes with some cobbled deep slate and some cobblestone. That is for sure. Got to make sure we're properly equipped. Maybe bring out the empty boxes if we've got some. But yeah, in fact, we're bringing 3 boxes because we're going big. We're making a big old tunnel today. It's gonna be the nicest. So yeah, I think the important thing to do here. Also, hello again, Toycat says fun. Hello, fun. How is it going? Are you having fun today? I know I am. Wait. Okay, someone said like someone might be a little bit late. Wait, actually, okay, let's test this. Chat, can you say pineapples right now? Can you just let me know that you heard what I said? Drop a pineapples in chat. I'd appreciate it. Okay, there are... I get... It's the weirdest thing sometimes. Like, the most you can freak out a stream is being, like, something supportive, but just in the slightly wrong way. You know, is this information you should give to strangers? So yeah, I guess we're not going out over here, actually, are we? No, I think we were... Wait, we were just over here, weren't we? Yeah, we came out of this. Wait, I'm so lost and confused. Oh, I flew across my world. That's why I'm lost and confused. I was like, but that's where I'm going, I think. Okay, I'm glad to hear about the pineapples that are still existing. I'm less glad to hear about everything else. Oh, so chat. Okay, visible confusion. I'm glad you've got some. Oh. I'm in a lot of pain right now, chat. Christmas outfit for Thanksgiving stream is crazy, says Cairo Saturn. No, actually, so I did my research on what Thanksgiving is, and correct me if I've got this wrong, because, you know, I'd love to update my understanding of the American lexicon. But, Thanksgiving is a holiday where you come together with family, yep, where you eat turkey, yep, and, where you say thanks a lot, you know, like someone gives you something, you say thanks, and so it's Christmas, but for Americans. To be fair, I did always know Christmas was a European holiday. Didn't realize it hadn't reached America yet, and that indeed they had to make their own Christmas. But yeah, Thanksgiving is Christmas. I've worked it out. Don't worry, everyone. You don't need to do the hard sums because I've got them covered. Yeah, so I guess we need to like carve this out right here. We're gonna lose a lot of it down to the ground there. Oh, this is the place I made into obsidian earlier. That's kind of a fun little throwback there, I guess. So we're going to whip out our torches, and we're going to really focus on making this work. This should be as high of a ceiling as that is up there, which is somewhat tricky to do. But let's work on it. Let's go up one block, mine those 3, and then mine down from there. Yeah, we can do that. So we're mining up to this block layer, and then above this one. So right up there. Let's preferably not have the lava come down on us. But if we just mine around here, I'll confirm that I got that right. Yeah, we did. So all of these blocks will now go missing to deliberately show that it is me mining this tunnel and it's not just a ravine. The ravine was an easy step 1, but we can do better. Is Christmas for in-laws? Well, you have actual Christmas with people you like. Yeah, that is one thing I haven't been able to work out. Again, I am not American. I'm gonna just reiterate this a few times so that people, you know, like, are absolutely sure. I am not American. But there's this weird thing where, like, the most famous thing about Thanksgiving is that you have awkward conversations with people that you don't really know. Which, you know, I'm just saying, sounds like we got live stream chat, but not the regulars and our green name members and our people we recognize, but instead just like Steve who comes in off the street, and it's like you know, it's also about politics. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the interesting thing about politics is, like, for some people it's day-to-day discussion, but for most people it's not, and that's where the dissonance in that comes from. Is like, well, politics is everything. And so how could you not discuss it, is some people's opinions. Well, people's opinion is like, politics is the thing that you discuss. Only from a very safe space where you know that people will agree with you. Or, you know, alternatively, you could say, for some people, politics is... Actually, no, honestly, yeah. Like, realistically, a lot of older people are only talking politics to people they know about. And realistically, a lot of younger people are doing the same. In theory, it could be a great opportunity to, like, exchange ideas. But in practice, it's just one of those two groups yelling at the other one about how wrong their people are. Also, why is there lava above here? What? Why is there a lava pit up there? It's such an interesting problem to have. But yeah, we'll just mine down. We'll work out where it's safe to dig down. Oh, that's not safe yet. And we'll mine from there onwards down and kind of connect it in to other stuff. Okay, so Thanksgiving is giving thanks that God protected the first colonists who came to America from winter and the first meals of the Native Americans. It was also about the first harvest. You know, I feel like you can't... If a holiday is about 5 things, it's actually about nothing. That's my... it's my new favorite way to describe anything, is just to say that, like... But it's true. If you have 10 priorities, you have no priorities. If a holiday is about 7 different things, it's a way of saying we don't know what it's about, so we picked one of those 7. There's quite a few examples of this, really, like things where we think it's about one thing and then we look into it and we realize it's actually a bit more complicated than that. I think it's a really interesting case of, like, there's lots of gaps in our human knowledge, huh? There are lots of things we all kind of don't know, and isn't that interesting too? Okay, so this area is real nice. If we need light, by the way, I guess we can just mine a block down. Oh, that goes really far down now. But yeah. Also, we have several national holidays on the same day. So, Kat, did you know most of Americans love eating the leftovers more than the actual food? So, okay, I was very anti take home, like, so when you go to the US, there'll be weird things like Olive Garden's like, take an extra plate home, it's only $5. It's a good deal. It's like, they're basically a ready meal service as well as a restaurant. And so to me, that felt very strange. But then actually, after a while of like, okay, you get your normal leftovers and take them home. It's so good to eat restaurant food the next day for breakfast. Like, what are you going to eat normally? Like, I don't know, some microwave waffles that have been shelf stable for 4 days. Real food tastes so much better. It's TARDIS Day too, says Road Pentacle. Happy TARDIS Day. You know, we can have 100 days. Let's make a day about everything, because that is how you make things important. You know, I've always felt like that was an interesting. That was one of the most interesting, like, downsides of the idea of, you know, I don't know. For example, when you make a month or something, like, it's mostly not as it's controversial thing here, but like the idea of Black History Month is a problem because when you make it a whole month, it's like, well, actually, that makes it less important than if it were you know, like an individual day. It's a really counterintuitive thing that if you dedicate more to something, if you dedicate something to more things, you're dedicating it to fewer things, really. But that's how it works. This is, it's an issue people have with governments quite broadly, is that, like, yeah, if you, people say stuff like, oh yeah, I'd be happy with paying more tax so that we could have better healthcare, and then they raise the tax and you don't get better healthcare, because it's like, oh, yeah, because we were raising that money for, like, this other thing we really care about. Or more realistically even, it's like, yeah, we split that money between like 20 different programs, and now basically all of them didn't really get a rise. Like, we took more money, you don't have more of it, but like, it's okay, because like, all these other different things, they all get better off. It's, like, having priorities is a really hard thing. And I'm sure, like, this is actually related to what I was talking about with, like, why I struggle with, like, why I think most people who have lots of ideas at the same time struggle is because when you have 5 really good ideas, you just want to work on the most fun one right now. And, you know, in Minecraft, that's probably a fine way to live your life. Like, if I never get any progress done on things, I'd be sad, but, like, you know, I could accept it as a cost of getting the thing done. But if I never make any progress in the real world, then, I mean, that's not just sad, that's, like, actively counterproductive, right? I never got the concept Black History Month. Isn't that just all of American history, but with more segregation? I always thought that the goal should be to say, look, this is just, yeah, it's American history. This is, yeah, like, there's an interesting, but this is, because this isn't my country. This is, it's not my country. The Thanksgiving thing, I don't have any, I don't understand the scars and how they have to heal and all the blah, 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 blahs. I can't possibly say more than like, ooh, from an outside perspective, here's my opinion. But, you know, as a British person, I think I feel like we give outside perspective on a lot of things that people get mad about. I think the interesting thing is that the when you get lots and lots of projects, you're going to be kind of tied up in one of those more so than the rest. And, you know, in the same way, if I'm trying to read 5 messages at once, there's one from Unknown Mineshafter, as well as, or Minecrafter, as well as Fun, as well as Ryan, as well as Master Halo. And so, like, you know, reading all of those, trying to go off on all those different tangents at the same time, it's harder than if I just say, you know, actually, 9 squared 81.
Thanksgiving Toycat tax because I'm thankful to Toycat for existing.
I wish you a Merry Thanksgiving. I wish you a Merry Thanksgiving. I wish you a Merry Thanksgiving. I appreciate you. 9 squared is 81. That is mathematically true, by the way. Good job. So we'll mine all of that now. I don't think that was actually a smart idea. But yeah, just this opened up the ravine so much more than it previously was in a way that is actually very handy. We'll leave that torch there and then we'll mine around it. Yeah, that looks great. This is doing everything I wanted it to do and a little bit more. If we just accept that some of the stone mine goes down there, we can mine a lot faster as well. We'll pick up some of it. We don't need to pick up all of it though. Yeah, this is a big difference maker, I think. And then we can obviously like have the ceiling kind of gradually come in as well. I think that would also make a big difference. So, but yeah, going back to when you are a country that is supposed to be a home of many cultures, you have to keep some of the holidays, says Ryan. Yeah, there's an interesting argument about the idea of like, because again, unlike most nations which are founded on, like, you know, monolingualism, monocultures, like the idea that everyone who lives here is this culture, the United States basically has it as its manifesto that like, no, this is a home for all people. This is the thing that makes you American is that you live here, is that you believe yourself to be one in a way. It's almost a religion as much as it is a country. And so a part of like trying to say, yeah, you can be other types of ethnicities, like, and nationalities, is to be like, yeah, and we can be proud of those things, secondarily to our main priority maybe, but still, it's an interesting idea to me. It's far too much theory for me to possibly explain coherently in a Minecraft live stream about Thanksgiving, which, by the way, I am very thankful for the fact that today's stream can be so chill. I'm glad to see you all here today. One of my favorite types of streams are these, and so I always have to balance like doing fun, brand new things where we don't know what's going to happen, with working on some of my favorite stuff in survival and like going into a deep dive. I think the Twitch parlance version of this is like doing a just chatting live stream versus whatever else. And I am very thankful that I get to do these at all. It's having a long form place to talk about the bigger ideas is something that is a surprisingly important thing to me, at least.
Got a
Speaking
tip
of
from
important,
dinner. Thank you for having the only stream where we can talk about Minecraft, pee, and death. Toycat is yes.
Toycat is yes. Thank you very much. So David Solimano, this is in fact one of the few safe places on the internet for all the pee talk that we all want to talk about. You know, we all want to ask, is it meant to be that yellow? We all want to say, is it, you know, like, is it okay if it's clear? Is it good? Is that a desirable end goal? We want to have these conversations, but we're just not able to. So, yeah, I think also, ooh, what a weird thing we got going on here. We have Thanksgiving in October in Canada. You know, I've heard that's true. I've got to go be thankful in Canada like a month ago, though. I'd love to go to a Canadian Thanksgiving at some point. I feel like it's not as big of a deal, and that's like less pressure. Oh, okay, let's fly down. So this is pretty good until we get to that point. You can see there's a clear drop-off in quality of this cave. We need to mine that downwards quite a bit. Yeah, we really just need to cut this whole thing wide open, and probably the same on this side. So we'll start by cutting this open. Actually, if we fly back up, it's easier from up here, I feel like. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it's easier if we just do that all from up here. We'll carve our way through, and we'll make this nice and easy to do. But yeah, thank you so much, David Solomon. I feel like this is a... I think it's a really hard thing to do, to have heavy talk and light talk in the same place. But I think it is important, because I say this a lot, but like, the small talk is nice and all. Like, hey, how's the weather been? You having a good day, everyone? You play any good games? You have any awkward conversations with your family? Yeah, this is... But you know, like, ultimately... So there's a lot of gravel that's going to fall down. Ultimately, it is the reason to have a discussion is to have these big ones. Sometimes it is essential that we talk about, like, why are we here? What is it that we aim to do? I had a big... I'm still coming to terms with it. It might be like a temporary reaction. It might be something that comes into the rest of my life. But I had a really big realization after, you know, like, I had that moment. I watched someone be lowered into the ground on some ropes. The person that had always been there. The whole time you know, like I'd always had this vision, and indeed they finally, like, they'd always wanted to, like, have the nicer things in life. They'd always committed to it. They were finally on the path there, and then, like, nope, none of those things actually happened. But the things that mattered, and the thing that comes up at a funeral, and why I think weighs on everyone's mind is, like, yeah, the things that actually, like, made a difference are the small dumb sacrifices on the way. The things that, like, made an impact are all of the love and the care and attention and everything else that you can give people. And it kind of, like, stuck with me that, like, yeah, at some point you have to ask yourself, like, you're not just doing this, but you got to work out why you're doing this. Being alive is easy enough, but having a reason for being alive, so much harder. Knowing, like, it's the same with companies, right? It's easy to sell things, and a lot of companies will find success this way. But one of the way harder questions in business is working out why. Why do we sell things? What is the reason for our company to need to exist? Do we need to exist? Is there a point where we will say we are done? Like, having big goals and objectives and, like, manifestos for being is something that literally everything and everyone needs to work out at some point. If you don't work it out, it's being worked out for you anyway. You might as well, you know, like, if you don't have your own goal, then you stick to the human, you know, the life default. Every living being wants to survive and it wants to reproduce. You have to do one of those things to do the other one. In fact, you have to do one of those things to do the other one. Everything else is sort of about that. Like, if you put yourself on autopilot, you'll sit there eating pizza, and, you know, like, you might enjoy the things that you watch while you eat the pizza. You might find that to be valid and worthwhile. But at some point, you gotta realize that it's unlike in all of the time before you were born, everything in your life was in the future. But from the moment that you had thoughts, the moment you could realize that you'd been born, the clock starts going the opposite way. From now until the day you die, there will always be more of your life. There'll always be like more time in existence where you are in the past. From now until the end of time in like 10, it's like a Google years, but like 10, 1,000,000,000,000,000 years. Of all that time left, you got like 20 of them. Make them count. It's a hard thought, but one that I kind of am realizing, like, yeah, it's on a day-to-day basis, it feels like you have so much time. On a year-to-year basis, on a century-to-century basis, you've got an instant, and so you gotta work out what it means. One of the most valuable things you can do is to help other people. They've got goals, they've got ways they're gonna improve the world. If you're mean to the right person at the wrong time, you could create a serial killer. If you're nice to the right person in the wrong time, you might just save a life. You know, you might make the world a better place. You might make the world a worse place. But you gotta decide what your goal is. It's a hard one. 20? Huh? I'm gonna die at 42. I guess the logic I was going for there, right, is that there is, from now till the end of time, if you look at that total, way more of that time has you not in it than you in it. I guess there's always more time without you than with you, is what I'm kind of saying. As you age, you begin to appreciate time way more. Yeah, I'm a big fan of thyme recently. You put it on like some fries, really works well. Rosemary, a little bit of thyme. Makes stuffing great as well. Big fan of thyme. I have begun to appreciate it as I age. Right, I'm dying in my 30s. You know, I worded that poorly, but I'm sticking with it. Yeah, take your age right now, double it. That's when you're gonna die. You know, actually, imagine like, okay, so the way that life insurance is done, which is basically in general, you can always trust that people who will make money from knowing something have the best knowledge of it, right? They have the averages of it at least. So, if you want to know how long a car will last, well, you can guess. You can ask Honda, and they've got a bias. You can ask other Honda owners, they've got a bias. You can like feel it out. You can try and like emotionally sort through data, or you can trust people who buy and sell cars because they need to know if a Honda has been around for 10 years, how many more years does it have in it? And so, life insurance is the same. Life insurance actuaries have to actually work out. They have to sit there and do the really crazy maths on like, if you are alive right now, what are the odds that you die in this year? Because life insurance is kind of priced on a year-by-year basis, as best I can tell. It's a very confusing industry. I spoke to someone who sells life insurance, and they gave me I got a lot more questions than answers about it. And also, I think only specifically for their country because it's a very highly regulated product. And also, it's one of the most profitable products, so it's like very, very oversold. So there's a lot of messy things of life insurance. But the point to say is there are actuaries who have to go through and work out at any given point in time what year are you most likely to die in. This is taking the average person, i.e. you don't know any other factors about them. It goes down if you're a smoker. It goes down if you're a drinker. It goes down if you drive instead of riding a bike. It goes up if you take skiing holidays every year. It goes down if you take helicopters as your primary form of transportation. So anyway, you can vaguely, it's a very loose science, but you can work out. You can work out with varying degrees of success exactly how long someone is going to live for, or rather, how long someone is mathematically most likely to live for based on their current age. And so, because there are people who will make if you could work out a better formula, you could make a lot of money in the finance world. If you have knowledge, you have money in general. And so, yeah, which is an interesting fact when you really boil that one down too much, but we won't boil that one down too much. We'll just attack these medium slimes and then get back to mining all this gravel. I don't even really want gravel that bad. I just, I feel like I can't leave it here. It's a nice little thing. I could mine more of this out, by the way. I've got a nice wide pathway here. It's kind of beautiful that these two pathways intersect with each other. But for now, we're not going to focus on beauty. We're going to fly down here. And, oh, that was actually pretty nice, huh? We're going to remove more of this from the ceiling. And then once we've done that, we're going to widen it a little bit. Time is the greatest teacher. Life insurance companies know this, says the refracting one. Yeah, look, it's weird because it's like, let's say there is a, I don't know, like a game on between two football teams. When you're a football fan, you say like, okay, well, Harry's on really bad form right now, while Timothy is having a really good streak. He's scored in 4 of the last 5 goals. Like when men will make fun of women for doing astrology and then try and work out like, ooh, out of the last 5 times this happened, and so really, if you look at the data, therefore logically this must be overdue, or like, entirely insane things like that. And so it's very funny to me. But yeah, it's in the same way that when you do that, you're not any more likely to get it than when like a betting company just looks at it and says, these teams have played each other this many times in this many years. These are the rough odds. Those rough odds are more accurate because betting companies make money. They also, there's another fun thing that betting companies use to make money by basically balancing the odds against each other, and guaranteeing that they can't lose even when the least likely thing happens. But that's a point for a different time. For now, just to say that places that make money by guessing the future have to be really good at guessing the future. And so life insurance companies do know how long you'll live from your current age. And the way it actually works, the way that life insurance tabulates your odds of dying, is that you have about, depending on your year, about a 0.2% chance dying in any given year, right up until like your 30s or 40s, at which point that rate starts to rise. It starts to rise, like at different rates, different times, etc. But also, this is just not wide enough. When it's diagonal, it's so hard to fit perfectly through this. And so if there is a side that we're widening, it probably should be this side here. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we could do removing more of this probably. But yeah, I think it makes the most sense to go from the right in first, because I think that is the problem I'm having anyway. So we'll remove some of this, and then we'll just remove a whole layer going this way. Let's go. Anyway, so paying people for throwing the game. Knowing is a bit of a stretch. No one can know for sure, says Ryan. Yeah, you know the most likely outcome. You can never. One of the things like. I also work in the business, and any business, once you boil down into it, has to at some point know what is going to happen in an unknowable future. A boss has to know whether you're going to call out sick, because if you call out sick and they're not ready for it, they lose a lot of money because they're not open that day. As a hypothetical, like everything in business is like you need to be ready for the unexpected, and so the smart thing to do in basically everything in life. This isn't just for businesses, this will also work for you as an individual. The smartest way to prepare for uncertainty is model a few of the most likely outcomes. This is like a human technique we've had as long as we've had the concept of thinking about the future. But the simplest thing you have to do is... also, I wonder if you can commit life insurance fraud by unaliving yourself. Oh, interestingly, it used to be common that if you killed yourself, you wouldn't get life insurance money paid out, at least within a year of doing it. I think that's been removed, so you can commit insurance fraud. Maybe like you could pretend to kill yourself and get some money that way. I bet there's something in there. Anyway, so point with all of this is that in the world you need to know about what's going to happen. And so instead of just pretending like you know perfectly, because no one knows perfectly, right? It's insanity to pretend that someone can know perfectly. And so instead of saying you know perfectly, what you instead do is you work out the most likely outcomes and you prepare for all of them. So what are the most likely outcomes? Well, I mean, it depends on the thing. But, you know, like, for instance, if I'm trying to work out... So here's the thing. If I am at home during an exciting Minecraft preview for the Bedrock version of the game releasing, or snapshot, if I'm at home for that, I stand to make some money because, obviously, if I'm at home, I can make a video. Whereas if I'm not at home, I can't make a video, and so it's a big problem. So, you know, I have a profit incentive to make sure that I can be home to at least look at new snapshots. If they're not interesting, I won't cover them. But it is like a lot of the time something brand new coming to Minecraft is exactly what people who watch my channel care about. That's probably not surprising to most of you, but just in case it is, fun fact. And so, also we're picking up just so many random garbage blocks. I guess I'll take some of these back with me. Just fill up the inventory at the base before coming back here. Yeah, so after the past 6 months, I realized there's no point wasting time predicting life's path, just to enjoy the present and plan for the future and hope for the best. Yeah, Ruby-Doo? Oh, Ruby-Doo, of course it rhymes. I'm sorry. You know, I'm looking at you right now, Ruby-Doo, and I would like to apologize for my misspelling, my mispronunciation of your name. So Ruby-Doo, yeah, that is the point, is to say, guess what the future will be and be prepared for that. Plan for the worst, hope for the best, but don't plan for the best and be screwed by the worst, is a very good piece of advice. There are things that will happen, and some of those things will be bad, and if you're unprepared for them, those bad things get worse. A lot of bad things get worse. I die in my 20s. What have you done? You're welcome. Glad to help you out.
Buy some demonetization insurance and then make your Mountain Dew video public. Profit.
Okay, so this is an interesting. Also, there's 25 slime blocks in here. I'll move those into here, and then I'll craft up the rest of these slimes, and then all of a sudden we'll be winning. Also, I cannot wait for them to fix the crafting tab thing turning off. I think it'll be next Tuesday, by the way. That's a word on the street it's saying right now, at least. I'm gonna move some of the trees out of here. I don't know why I have so many trees in here to begin with, to be totally honest. But now that they're gone, we can put them in the appropriate tree chest. Is there such a thing as an appropriate tree chest? I've got a lot of tree chests. It's a problem. Anyway, so ibxtoycat, do you still review realms? Says a visitee no here. Yeah, I reviewed one last Friday. If you want to go check it out, I'd recommend it. If you want me to look at your world, by chance, yeah, it was last Friday. It was one of the most. It is the best world I've ever seen in a realm review. It genuinely has blew my mind, and I don't even know if the person who submitted it has seen it yet. Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, also I love that my job in insurance fraud increases as we get close to Christmas. People need that money. It's okay. The thing about insurance fraud that has always fascinated me. I'm about to advocate for insurance fraud here, I think. But the thing about insurance fraud that's interesting is that you are making a deal with a company where neither of you really know what's going to happen. So they're gambling that a bad thing doesn't happen to you, and that means that you are gambling that a bad thing does happen to you. And so a lot of people get upset when they buy insurance for something bad happening and then something bad doesn't happen. And so they'll pretend something bad has happened, which is like a funny thing, right? But yeah, that fun fact turns out to be a crime in a lot of the world. You should not. It's crazy to hear this. I know for many people, you'd be like, "Wow, can't believe you can't just pretend to kill people, or indeed have your stuff stolen." But you can. In fact, one of the wildest things that kind of tells me we're in like I don't want to say like kleptocratic, but in a very insane corporate favory world, is that whenever there's an accident or whenever there's like something being stolen, police do have to like be there just to say, yeah, this thing really was stolen. Like you can't claim on an insurance that your thing was stolen if you don't have a crime reference number. And so it means that there's a very weird like thing of the police. There's a few things they basically have to show up to. I think what was interesting about the death of my mother recently is that like, the police were involved. They had the body exclusively for some amount of time. Be like, yeah, we need to make sure that this isn't bad play. And it's like, yeah, I guess makes sense. Like by default, you kind of need to assume that someone being dead unexpectedly is something bad, and then work your way back down to like, oh, it's fine actually, or fine in the sense there wasn't someone bad. And so yeah, it made me realize just like so much of the world operates on this logic of like, yeah, we need to assume the worst, even in cases where it's very clear the worst didn't happen, because that could be a sign that the worst didn't happen, and someone's just very good at covering it up. And I don't know why I find that so fascinating, but I really do. Okay, we're carving out a lot of this stone here. Exactly what I wanted to do. I have to be quite careful about digging down too much, but we'll just do it like this for now and see where that gets us. We're gonna have to remove this torch, move it a couple blocks in, just in case I move that later. And let's go. Okay, so insurance is a thing you and I get and hope you don't need. Insurance companies always try and get away of not paying or paying as little as they can. This is the wild thing about insurance to me is you are trying to prevent something bad from happening by making a deal with a company that says, yeah, if we find out that something bad has happened to you, then we will give you money. Like, you are not the ones who get to decide if that payout happens, which is understandable. Like if everyone got to decide, you just say
Toy cat tax.
Thank you, Amanda Ree, for the tip on this delightful Thanksgiving. Or indeed, that Toy Cat tax. As your Toy Cat government, your money will go to partially lobster rolls, partially pizza, and partially many other fun things. Now, today's been a good day for me. I've been a little bit into karting recently, and so I went to a track to try like the fastest type of kart they offered, and they had so many warnings about like you need to be very competent before you can drive one of these. And I was like, whatever. Like they're just saying that so that like real slow people don't get in them. Like it's fine. What's the worst that's going to happen? And it was the most exhilarating and terrifying thing of my life. I was in there like, man, if I crash right now, I'm not sure I would survive. Like I knew I'd survive, but I'm like, this is injury territory. This is I go flying out of it and end up in the middle of a set of tires somewhere or something. It made me really appreciate that like motorsport is this like insanity thing. It's very fun, incidentally, but it is insanity, and I thought it was kind of cool that we all engage in insanity, and indeed lots of people do it solely just to entertain others. Yeah, I think carving that out a little bit really made a big difference to how this looks already, and now we just gotta continue that over here. This is now wide enough to fly through just about, but yeah, when it takes a sharp bend, we need to take a while to adjust to the bend. So we'll carve out the left first, maybe, or in fact, then it goes diagonally a little bit, but like this way diagonal, and then I think it stays that way diagonal. So what might actually make more sense is if I keep carving out the left side until we're already kind of doing that sort of a bend going in. So let's see if we can do this. So starting here, because this is easily removable and so is this. Starting at this wall, actually no, this wall is removable too. Starting at this wall right here, which we can hopefully all get removed. Starting there, we can just see what we can do. Yeah, we'll start there and we'll work our way inwards until we eventually meet the walls and it all makes sense. Remember when you were building the original electric tunnel and you poured milk into a watermelon through a suspicious hole and drank through the milk and then put another hole in the watermelon and it leaked, says failure? Man, you are a long-term subscriber, Balo99. Good to see you. Are you still going to do stuff with the loot in decorated pots feature coming soon? Oh, are you going to do stuff with the loot in decorated pots? Yeah, I want to put them in my fake trial chamber, actually. That's my very loose plan so far. Again, very, very loose, not been worked on entirely. But yeah, I totally would like to. It's one of the coolest features. Like, simple features in Minecraft are hard to be like that exciting to me, but there's actually a lot you can do with it. There is a surprising amount. In your opinion, what is the worst part of 1.21 so far? I mean, I'm not going to be the person who says, you know what, it's redstone. I'm still mad about redstone. Fix the redstone, Mojang. Because thankfully I am, like, semi-immune from that. However, I will say, the thing that concerns me most looking the worst part of the update so far is the I don't know how to like say this, but the trial chambers I have a fear about that, like, oh yeah, that is every room they will ever have. If it is in its current form, I'd be like, this is great, it's a lot of fun, but like, oh, there's a lot of like fun ideas they could add, and I hope they add quite a few. And the trial key is also one of those. I think it's gonna do something fun. But if it just does nothing and they're like, oh, it's just an aesthetic way to show that you killed trial chambers, I think that'd be so wild, but also it's not inconceivable. And the fact that it's not inconceivable, it's a little bit worrying to my mind. So yeah, now we're making the entrance just a little bit more like this. Although it doesn't really help anything, does it? I guess we just gotta... Yeah, for this to work, the left turn needs to carve out a little bit more too. So we'll just remove a few blocks here. I think free high ceiling is definitely not enough as well. So we'll have to lower that ceiling entirely. Just none of that ceiling should remain. And then, yeah, because if we're making a left turn, we can't really worry about our height as much. So we'll make sure that there's more height, more ceiling, more of all the good things. And it'll be great. Hi, ibxtoycat. Good day, Andrew. Just got here. You celebrating Turkey Day in America right now? Is this or is this a long-distance fellowship celebration? I was in America for Turkey Day 2 of the past 4 years. I think 2019 and 2022. Man, was 2022 last year? It's interesting. Also, I just got a tip from IBX Real Dog. Okay, you know what? IBX Real Dog, it's good to see you here today. They say, do a shot. You know, I don't know how I would do a shot. What do you want me to do a shot of? I should keep, you know, really I should keep like a little miniature here, just for the right level of inspiration. But I don't right now. But I will drink water. I'll have a whole shot, and then I'll have several more if you want. Elytra tunnel. Gotta fly down this Elytra tunnel. By the way, it does look like you might actually be able to fly through it soon. It's something I'm quite excited about. So yeah, get hydrated, man. I will get hydrated. Thank you for asking. Anyway, so I ordered some pizza. And I timed it so the pizza would get home at the exact same time I did. But weirdly enough, the pizza got there early. Usually when you time that, it means you get home and you wait 5 minutes, then pizza arrives. But today it happened the other way around. And yeah, so I ate some pizza. And I don't know, maybe just too much bread in my stomach today. But it's hurting real bad right now. And something about chugging all that water has clearly made it slightly better. Why can't we plant poisonous potatoes to grow normal potatoes? That's how it really works, says Stylus Guy. That'd be funny, right, if you could do that. It would almost defeat the point of the poisonous potato existing. Honestly, the point of the poisonous potato existing is basically not a point, but, you know, I digress. Yeah, it is one of those very weird features to really think about. More than a little bit hard. So I guess I shan't be doing that today. Okay, so this is fairly decent, but yeah, I have to carve out the left wall here. If I carve the left wall all the way to this open area, that should do me a big favor, and also at the same time make things a lot prettier too. So I'll place a torch right up there, and then I'll just remove all of this because it's easy to do. There's a big height above it, and it also has the fun side benefit of making the place just look more open and fun, which is the goal. The further I can get down the Elytra tunnel and the less I have to walk, the more time this saves me in the long run, which is a good thing. I think we'll all find. The 12050 update will likely be updating mob attack reach, like Enderman, so it might affect speedrunning a little bit. I think it's updating it in a positive way. I've done some testing with the new attack reach, and I believe it's a positive way. Spin the wheel if it lands on red, say a racial slur. Okay, chat. He did tip me, and so... Oh, am I getting cancelled? Wheel lands on red. Looks like it. Oh. Toycat lives another day. Whew, that was a close one. That was a real close one right there, chat. Yeah, I've been eating very little recently. I have no appetite. I think it's wild that some people just have no appetite for so long. It's like food is one of the best things about being alive. That's like I cannot imagine someone saying they don't have an appetite. That's wild. That's impossible. How could you not? That's like there's no comparison. That's how insane that sounds to me right now. But I am happy for you. Oh wait, no, maybe not. I guess it depends on how you want it. But yeah, you can always eat that up later. We're canceling you for not saying a racial slur. No, I'll do it. Okay, we'll drop it anyway. Okay, no, also, yeah, this does actually help quite a bit. If I think there's a big bit of wall that has to be carved here, but it looks pretty decent right now. Electric tunnel. Gotta fly down the electric tunnel. Someone made a song for me saying that at one point. It was incredibly fun. I'm currently playing Minecraft on the Xbox while watching your stream. Playing games and watching streams or podcasts or anything like that, vastly underrated activity. Really great way if you enjoy doing 5 things at once. No, I really, it's one of my like favorite things. I know it shouldn't be. I know it shouldn't be the best, but I enjoy it a great deal. Let me tell you. So Toycat is inclusive. He insults everyone equally. Exactly. You better believe. Tell me your type of people, and I'll insult you. Except for the sake of not getting cancelled, apparently that means only white people. But still, tell me your people, and I'll insult them right now if they are, if they are of one particular race. Which, nowadays, as we all know, modern definition, not racist to single people out, pick out a race in some way. It's actually, it'd be offensive if you didn't. I have ADHD, so I have to do multiple things at once. It means I get distracted very easily, says Fire. I don't want to give any major advice on something that could affect something quite big in your life. But I think something that might help you is simply, it's one of the hardest things to do, but just write down what you expect from yourself in a given day. It's a fairly simple task. But I find it makes a really big difference about, like, yeah, you look at the list, you look at the tasks. Breaking tasks up into smaller bits is a really useful way for getting basically anything done. But it works really, really well if you've got a problem with being distracted a lot. And so that is my advice. I'm a Caucasian male in my 20s. Do your worst. Okay, well, I tell you what, Caucasian male in your 20s, good luck getting a house at a decent interest rate. I don't know, what's the I'm also a Caucasian male in my 20s. Yeah, I feel like one of the things I think a lot of people feel is this like feeling that, if you're alive at a certain point in age, it's like, yeah, there's just always been hard economic times. There have never been times where people say like, oh yeah, the economy is so good right now, everyone's doing so well. Our only problem is that we're not doing so much better. Oh, that's right now the only real issue is that we could be doing better than we are right now. It rarely gets to that point. Instead, I feel like we live in a world where there's always a perpetual crisis being engineered of some form. And maybe being engineered seems like kind of sounds a little conspiratorial, but instead let me say that I think there are lots of people who have a big interest in telling you that the sky is falling. Like, everything is so bad, just keep watching this news show and you'll find out how. Everything is so bad, and, cynicism became the widespread way to view the world at some point. And as someone who is, like, cynical by default, I understand why this is, but it's not even, like, trying to objectively get to the true point. It's just being like, yeah, do you want to find excuses for why things are bad? Just gotta find the right people who will say the right things to you. It's like, well, that's not what that should be about, really, should it? That's not meant to be the point. These days most conspiracies end up being true. That's not true. I think it's important to, I think it's important to say that out of the conspiracy theories that come true, for every one of them. There is also 100 that don't. But, you know, that's partially down to how many conspiracies there really are on some level. Like, conspiracies that become really widespread till everyone knows them have a higher likelihood of being true. One more spin, and if it lands on green, show us feet pics. Okay, you know, IBX Real Dog, as someone who enjoys money too much, I will do what you say. If it lands on green, you can see my feet, internet. Are you excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? Because you shouldn't be. It's not landing on green. My conspiracy is that ToyCat loves this community and money in equal amount. Yeah, okay. There are offers I sometimes get from the D-Lives and the Kickbox and the whatever they're called of the streams of the world. And they're like, Facebook was another one. TikTok was another one. They just say, like, we'll pay you X amount a month, usually about as much as I might make streaming on YouTube, and you can come stream here, and so we guarantee you make that money. And so, like, a part of me goes, wow, that's a lot of money. You know, when I'm streaming like this, I don't think about it as, like, an hourly wage, you know? Like, I think it drives you insane to think about it that way. Like, no one's tipped in 20 minutes, and you can get pretty messed up and be like, oh, I've just been working for free for 20 minutes. Like, I think a lot of people get that way, and it's not good for you or your audience. But the reason I don't take it is not just because, you know, it kind of reduces me down to a value in a way like that. A very fixed value, which is unlikely to go up or anything like that. But the big reason I don't take it is because, yeah, I value being able to talk to more people about more things. It is fun that we can have an actual two-way conversation. It's one of the very few chats on the internet where we could have a real talk about, like, so, hey chat, what do you think happens when you die? I can say that quite open and straightforward to you, chat, and you can tell me your thought. It's not gonna be some dumb memes. It's not gonna be, yeah, what I think happens is racial slur, racial slur, racial slur. It's a pretty chill community. It's a good time to talk it out, to share all those things. Speaking of tipping, imagine having to tip a Minecraft developer for playing with a feature they added. Wait, KMB, have you not been tipping your favorite Minecraft developers? That's pretty messed up if you ask me. Look at your pickaxe. You look at my pickaxe. You probably are looking at my pickaxe. It is, I've never seen that amount of red before. I feel like usually it just goes straight to nothing, but you can see the tiniest bit of red left on the bar. Is that a new feature, or has that existed for so long and I've just never known? Repair it. You repair my pickaxe. I bet you won't. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure you won't. So yeah, now we're gonna mine. We're gonna go deeper in here because I want to use a diamond pickaxe for a bit. So we're gonna go into the deep slate layers, where I think things are a little bit worse in general. So yeah, we can fly through here, just about. Oh, that's nice. Until we get to here. So we lower the floor a bunch sooner. Yeah, we keep the ceiling high, lower the floor. Is the general rule to make this work. Yeah, and then we could also just mine this down another layer if we really had to. But for now, let's just mine this and see how this goes for us. Is tipping my devs like tipping cows? Exactly. It's exactly the same. There are no differences. The pain stops, says Miss Pat Van Dravelator. Resurrected, says Dawn Oasis. An interesting thing is, in the grand time span of the universe, if there was such a concept as resurrected, if your genuine consciousness could exist again with memories of a previous consciousness, it's not impossible that is a thing that happens somewhere in the far future. Your memories of today might be valuable in the future. It's a scary, it's a weird thing to think about though, right? Like, imagine if you begin your life, because I know when you're saying resurrected, you mean probably reincarnated. Like, you become a tree, you become a dead frog, you become whatever you become. Like, but a more interesting idea to me is, like, I think if you become anything that doesn't remember what you were before, functionally speaking, it's hard to really distinguish that from not being that thing. Like, if I can be reincarnated and become a frog, who's to say I'm not a frog right now? Like, I can be a frog and also me right now, right? Or indeed, I used to be a frog and I was reincarnated as a human. Happy Thanksgiving, Toycat. What are you mining? I hope this you enjoy this Thanksgiving Toycat tax. Thank you. I'm very thankful for it. I'm mining my Elytra tunnel. It is one of my favorite builds in this world. And indeed, I'm going to make it actually work for me. For so long it hasn't, but today it will. It's going to work. It's going to be one of the best things you've ever seen. It's going to be wonderful. But to get to that point, we're gonna mine a lot of blocks. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna mine all of this with a regular pickaxe too, because there is cobblestone mixed in with the stone, which is a little bit weird. We're just gonna have to work through it. It's gonna be wonderful. Spin the wheel. If it lands in the primary color, you have to sing a song. Red, blue. You know what? You pick 3 segments. You don't get your wheel spin. You picked a game and you pushed it too far, IBX Real Dog. But you know what? I'll do anyway. I'll sing you a song regardless. Hello, I'm ibxtoycat and I'm thankful. I go to a place with the money and they say I'm thankful. Wait, I go to the place with lots of money and they say that it's thankful. I go to a building site. I talk about my videos. And then, because I'm an ocelot, you know what they do to me? It's catcall. That's the ibxtoycat Thanksgiving song. Right, what's up? I smell fried bread right now. I'm gonna check that it's okay. I smell like really strong oil. Okay, so internet. There's a tiny chance my house is burning down. I'm just gonna check that it's not. Does that sound fair? Does that sound like a reasonable thing to do? Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I definitely didn't start burning any bread while I was gone. It's and if I did, I should probably know about it sooner rather than ever. I bet it's okay. Oh, it's so strong. I've got such a strong stench of oil in my nose though. Anyway, are you not subscribed to your own channel? If you'll believe it, Final Frankie, one of the biggest sacrifices I have to make for the world's benefit is that you can't subscribe to your own channel. It's crazy, but you know, I have to live by the rules that have been set, and that seems to be one of them. Yeah, this tunnel uses a lot of blocks. I should make something really insane out of deep slate soon. You know, I've got so much deep slate, chat, like 50,000 blocks. What do I meaningfully do with that? I need to do something with it, right? Lol, autocorrects to hi. Okay then. Hello, Tyler Sky. I find that very laugh out loud if you ask me. But also, it's good to see you. Okay, so yeah, the tunnel isn't quite going at the same gradient that you'd love, especially because we're going to be flying quite close to the sky here. So we'll now remove the ceiling a bit until we run out of inventory space, and then we'll go home. And then we'll give it an attempt with the heightened ceiling. Make the Leaning Tower of Pineapple on pizza. I like the idea of having like hotly contested debates, but in Minecraft. That's a fun idea for a Let's Play sometime. Build a pineapple pizza. Build a, you know what? This is a golden idea. Really good idea. Gonna totally have to do this. Time for bed and Toycat lurking, says Ryan. Wait. What is Toycat lurking? Oh, wait, I get what you're saying. You're gonna move off a device where you're chatting to a device where you are not chatting. My sister-in-law is Italian. She might fight me. I don't know if there's anyone with sense that defends pineapple on pizza. It's you know, just put a more ridiculous like vegetable on there if you insist, or fruit, I guess. Decorating a base with others in a festive way is one of the best things to do in Minecraft. I'm gonna have to try that sometime. You know, actually, you know, December 1st, should we do that? Shall I invite some people? Not into this world, obviously. But shall I invite some people into a world we can make a nice, beautiful tree? That'd be fun. I think that'd be great. Pear is good on pizza. Pear just isn't good in anything. Pear is just mild apple. The good news is the oil smell went away, by the way. So, no, it's back. Oh, it's back with a vengeance. It's back with a real vengeance. So either the house stopped burning for a bit and it's restarted burning, or it's fine. So if you smell a potential house fire, always go check it. You know, what I'll do is I'll quickly just log into my second account, make sure it's subscribed to Toycat, and that can be my official way of dealing with this instead. Sounds like a great idea to me. Okay, so we've reloaded up on cobblestone. If you're curious, I got a lot of cobblestone over the years. Then we're gonna reload up our Oreo chest. We got a lot of iron ore. What should I do with all of this coal ore, chat? Should I build something beautiful out of coal? I think I need to. So, Cat, I kind of have a problem. I sprained my ankle 10 minutes before I have to eat Thanksgiving dinner. I guess you have to sit at that table, and now you can't leave the table, so you gotta eat, like, days worth of food to prepare yourself for when you won't be able to anymore. It's just the logical thing to do. I'm subscribed. All good, says ibxtoycat. It's wild that can happen. One of the things that is also wild is I have a whole chest full of stone here, which I need to load up, and I'll load it up from the big chest in here too, so we can make some space in there. Woo, gifted membership once again, says Candy. Man, you're doing well for yourself. Chris H gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you very much, Chris H, for the tip, in the form of allowing people to enjoy the beauty that is Toycat membership. Indeed, there will be many people, you know, like the great idea of getting demonetization insurance really stands the test of time as being the greatest idea ever. Speaking of great ideas, shall I load up this shulker box of gravel too? I just think we're gonna get to that point where we need this full too. Let's just admit to ourselves that's coming, and let's go for it. Smelling burning toast is a stroke symptom. Also, spin the wheel and pick your own forfeit. Ah, that's wholesome, IBX, real dog. I'm starting to think you care. You've got this unwholesome exterior, but you got a half gold on the inside there. Wait, how did that happen? Midway through. So these are Chris H's gifted memberships, but just randomly showed up in the middle of that. That's fun, I guess. I get to go watch Mountain Dew Bath now. It's true. You, if you just became a channel member, or indeed if you become one, anytime from now till the inevitable day that is removed from my membership only page, you get to see the greatest video on the internet as described by no one, and the worst thing I've ever seen as described by 70% of viewers. Okay, we're gonna test the Elytra tunnel now, chat. An hour of work plus the Let's Play plus the other streams has been building to this. Let's go. Okay, so we fly down. We fly down a lot more, and then down a lot more. Oh, we actually make it this. No. Okay, let's fly back this way and pretend we got that right. So it is quite a sharp left, but it's fine. We go down, and we keep going. Oh, okay. Ooh, harsh left-hand bend there. So yeah, realistically, it's still just a bit too sharp to properly be making turns in. But as you can see, like, once you get going, even without the real momentum, you can keep it going at some speed. It doesn't not work entirely. Oh yeah, it's kind of weird how it's a bit too much wiggling left and right, really, too. You want a straight line, but that's quite hard to achieve here. And then you get to the end. It's pretty decent. Why is a British man celebrating an American holiday? Some people here think I'm American sometimes. It's an interesting trait, I guess. I think I spent too much time on the internet with Americans when I was younger. And so no one's ever quite sure where I'm from. They're like, it's not here. It's not here, but I don't know where it is. I don't know whether to... but it is actually here. In school, I used to get in trouble for being posh. It was one of the weirdest things. Like, my accent sounded posh because my grandma moved here from Sri Lanka and, like, learned to speak properly. And speaking properly is only what rich people do, apparently. Which I think is fun. Also, why are you telling me this man with a British accent isn't American? Says Hexateron. You know, I know, it's shocking. It's weird though, because on the internet a lot of people say I'm British. If you're British, if you say half slab instead of slab, Is that a British thing only? It's fun to imagine it is. Okay, so we're gonna dig this out even more than we already have, which makes the ceiling even higher and makes all of this make somehow even more sense. Yeah, I hear you have a quasi-American accent. Also, only psychopaths say half slab. I don't know. I've come around to saying it. So it sounds redundant to say half slab because the slab is already what it is. 2 girls got stabbed in there, right? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Trim7. We're talking about Thanksgiving right now, but do tell me about the bad things going on in your area. Switch chest to barrels because they're not entity, but a chest is. It is one of the weirdest benefits of those. Has to be said. One of the most interesting benefits, too. It's a fake British accent. The jig is up, or the jog is up. Reveal your true Texan accent, Toycat. Oh, damn. Dang, I got caught again. Every time that I get caught with my accent, I have to move town. I have to skip out. Thank you, Fire, for becoming the 431st member. Oh, it's our own ADHD Fire, right? I'm sorry to hear about your issues with focusing, but I'm glad you focused for long enough to become a member, which means now I would like to help you focus for long enough to watch Toycat Babes and Mountain Dew. You get access to a members only playlist. I don't know. Like you can find it on the channel. You can if you go to youtube.com/toycat, you can find like a member only playlist there. And you can find a bunch of videos that you can only watch if you're a member. It's a weird way that YouTube does it, but just trust me that that's how it works. And if you choose to do so, you'll find yourself in a fun space. So yeah, go to youtube.com/ibxtoycat. There's a tab called members, I want to say. But whatever it is, wherever it is, it'll be real great. I really enjoyed your convenience store tour of the US, Toycat. Bucky's sounds amazing, says Ned Oren. Oh, Bucky's is amazing. One of the saddest things about if I were to buy a car here, the members video also on the homepage too. Oh, really? You can go to the homepage? Thank you, Harrison. Without Harrison, we'd be nowhere. Oh, that's a reminder. I need to check on my thing. Okay, right at the bottom of home. Wait, at the bottom of home? Home doesn't have a bottom, right? Oh, at the bottom of the homepage on youtube.com/toycat. I was like, this is YouTube. There's no such thing as a bottom. It never ends. It's just one way forever. Let's see, I'm getting a bunch of redstone. Oh, and a bunch of levels, actually. Maybe I should be getting my right pickaxe out. This is, okay, one of the things I'm most jealous about Java is I could just put that there. And whereas right now what I have to do if I want to get the experience is I mine that, and then I switch out, and I pick it up, and then I mine it again. It's just not as convenient, is it? It just doesn't work the same. Which I guess obviously not the same, but it's an annoying difference. My home has a bottom. It's called a floor. Wait, your home does have a bottom, and it's called a floor? Okay, so here's what you want to do. Don't stick things in the bottom of your home, or the floor, as you call it, that you aren't sure that you can get out. It is a very big problem. People sticking things in there, having to go to the doctor's place to get it. You know, just don't stick things in there. 2, rule for your house bottom. Sorry, I'm gonna stop this graphic comment right here, and instead I'm gonna say, also, by the way, Subby Hawkins, thank you so much for becoming a member. I'm glad that you now also will get to see these members only videos. There's a few silly ones on there. I think there's one of like me laughing at a cow for 35 seconds or something during an old recording. There's a lot of silly videos that you might enjoy. There's also some pretty good ones, I would like to believe. And you can find them all on the membership page. So, yeah, that's a lot of consorts. 30th of November is St. Andrew's Day. Happy St. Andrew's Day. Happy St. Andrew's Day. Happy St. Andrew's Day. There's lots of lava and it's scary now. Happy St. Andrew's Day. I have no idea, like, how my brain does what it does. How it works on any level. But yeah. My mind is quickly deteriorating as time goes on. My apologies. That's the wild thing about being up so late, huh? It is the wild thing. Okay, so how do you get your coordinates to display constantly? Ah, we got a Java viewer. Walk the moon. Happy Thanksgiving, first of all. You know, I hope that you are thankful for things today. If you're not, I believe that is breaking a law. Second of all, it's bedrock. Something I'm thankful for is, you know, even though I'm annoyed at some things that work differently on bedrock, something I'm thankful for is that after all these years, like bedrock was introduced and they have been supporting it. If they had gone back at this point, it would have all been for nothing. And I'm thankful that despite the challenges that it brings for parity, oh look, the pickaxe went up a little bit. So now if I mine a few blocks, will it go right back down? I'm not gonna do it. You know, but it's good to know. Got a little bit more pickaxe durability again. Speaking of getting stuck in the bottoms, have you heard the story of how Yugoslavia collapsed because a man used a bottle in a strange way? No, it's a funny story. I should look up clearly. I love silly stories of things, and it sounds like that is very much one. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Toycat. You the realist. Thank you. You know, I'm actually, you know, like I hate to tell you, but I'm a Toycat. Very much not a real cat. But thank you for saying I'm real anyway. It means a lot. Make one of your members only videos, you screaming at nothing for 24 seconds. You know, I can't promise that, but it's a good idea, huh? Chat, who wants to see me yelling at nothing for 24 seconds? Does that sound like a good video? One we should be doing on the channel? No, if I try to talk about what I'm thankful for, because okay, being thankful is one of those things that is very, very easy to say and hard to feel, and also is one of the most important things to feel. The one of the few proven emotions that will actually help you feel good in the long run. Like, people say that money solves problems, like, or rather, money buys happiness. And, you know, that's famously what they say. People say, yeah, money buys happiness. But no, like, some people do believe that money is the solution to happiness, or that fame or status or success or, you know, an aubergine every day of the week. Like, people say all sorts of things about what causes happiness. But one of the things that is actually proven to have an impact is being grateful. Because no matter how much money you have, you want more. No matter how much success you have, you want more. No matter how good your fitness goals are, you have more fitness goals. The nature of human progression is we always aim for more above it. And so one of the cycles that you need to break is actually being thankful more of the time. Because there's a lot of bad happening in the world. I don't need to tell you that your social media feed and the world will tell you all the bad that is happening. But despite all the bad that is happening, you need to remember there are good things. And so things that I'm trying to remember to be thankful for. The secret to happiness is have a job you enjoy, since you spend most of your time at the job. Okay, I'm actually an advocate for the other thing. I would say every job can become a job at some point. Right, I'm off to bed now, it's okay. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'm gonna quickly watch the Mountain Dew part video, then sleep. Good night. It's a good video. You will regret it, I guess I should say. But you won't regret not regretting it. Also, let's hope we get some sweet experience here. Find humor in the banal. It's everywhere. So, yeah, one of the... Also, let's make a chest for cobblestone now, I think. Or a shulker box for cobblestone. Because we're going to go through a lot of this. Why not use TNT for this job? I'm not sure it's a job that could be done easy with TNT. So yeah, there's a couple of like narrow spots in here. This is a big narrow spot right here. And then also the one from before. So let's fix both of those right now. Using our very soon to die pickaxe. So yeah, we'll start on the... I guess it should always be more on the right side. Or maybe it's the left side that is causing problems. It's hard to like imagine the path of a tunnel and work out which side is more important. But what is important is just getting to mining and doing it, so let's do it. So yeah, one of the things that I think is important about being thankful is working out what you care about. Wait, important advice. This is, if there's one piece of advice you take away from this, if you're one of the people that earlier was saying, wow, double my age, that would make me 30. If you are in your teenage years right now, and you hear someone say, oh yeah, what you need to do is find something you love because you spend most of your time. Don't worry about the money. As someone who was surrounded by people who, when I was younger, who didn't care about money, and like, it blew my mind that that was an option. Like, what do you mean you don't care about money? Not caring about money just means you have enough money to not care about money, is how I would say things are. There is some truth to that. However, something that is much more important is find something that you are good at that pays well, and then if you want to find enjoyment, you can pick up a, like a second more fulfilling job. You can do fewer hours on that main job. Like, hypothetically, if you have two jobs, one you quite like to, you really love to do, and one you find fine to do, and the job you find fine pays double as much, just do it for half as long, and then spend half the time doing the other thing recreationally. When you do anything as a job, you will find the times where like, oh yeah, but like right now, and it's like, yeah, right now. Like for example, like if you love burgers, I love burgers. I love McDonald's. Does that mean I enjoy McDonald's as a job? Probably a little bit. I'd enjoy learning about it, but would I enjoy it like 20 years in? Maybe not. It's a thing to decide for yourself, obviously. Double my age, that'd make me 201, says Hexateron. Hi, ibxtoycat, just go ahead, it's already multiple thousands of percent better than being with family. Happy to hear, Beauty Maya. Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing wonderfully. I feel like it's not a name we see very often here, but I find it very wholesome that you enjoy spending more time here than with the people near you. Because I do think that I used to be a real weird believer in family, but I really have concluded that, like, yeah, actually, family depends a lot on which family you get. Some people get dealt a bad hand, and I'm sorry if you're one of those people. I hope that everything is fine. So the important thing to say is, with doing, like, picking something that you are good at, that people will pay you good money for, means you get to pick how you enjoy the things that you enjoy. Whereas if you are doing what you enjoy for a job, you have a lot more restrictions on that. And I know that's almost going to sound like ibxtoycat, so you love Minecraft and you're saying it's it is a little bit like that. Like, like I said, like, I like playing Minecraft, but a big part of my job is not just playing Minecraft, it's like making sure that I am following the snapshots and updates correctly, and like, oh, if it's a Wednesday and I want to be doing something else, it's like, no, I have to cancel, or not cancel, I have to stop working on the big videos I'm working on Wednesday so that I can do the big thing, which, like, is fine. Like, I'm not saying it makes the job bad. I'm saying it is a reminder that even doing your favorite thing, you're doing so in other people's interests. And in this case, it's subscribers' interests, which is, like, just fine to me. But, like, it gets a lot worse than that in most jobs where you're not self-employed. It gets a lot worse than, like, oh yeah, algorithm doesn't like you this month, so hope you can fix that soon. Like, my job is not work. I'm trying to work out ways to make better videos. It's something I'm always trying on. My job is partially to do that, but also in large part it is trying to appease an algorithm that will never explain too much about what goes wrong or right. It just says, like, guess we're not showing your video to the people who subscribe to you because you didn't meet enough of the metrics that we decided, and so you should feel bad about that. It's very, very wild. So, like, I again, just to say, I like what I do, but that is a reminder as to, like, if you could get paid 4 times as much to do something you didn't want to do, I could still do this on the side. I love what I do. I think you're doing a good job. Thank you, Taff, though. Maybe it'd be better if Google actually cared about people. Asking Google to care about people is like asking insert other ridiculous comparison here. I'm not actually, like, bitter or upset about it. It's the proof point. It's advice I give people in real life all the time. It's hard advice to give because it's implying, like, oh, so there's no dream jobs. It's like, yeah, I love what I do, but if a lot of people will, like, quit what they're doing to take a shot at doing something like this, and it's like, yeah, it's a dangerous game if you succeed. It's better to have the resources first, then take the shot. In my opinion, just giving advice. So what am I thankful for? I am thankful for the fact that even if I say, like, it's one of the things I'm most thankful for is that I am self-employed. So even when I have the inflexibilities of, like, oh yeah, I really wanted to make a video. Earlier I was like, I had this great idea of, like, comparing different categories of things in Minecraft. What's the best transport? What's the best furnace, chest, etc.? You know, like answering all of the comparables in one place. I want to do like an ultimate guide to the start of Minecraft, and then realizing like, well, that's, you know, like it's a great idea, sure, but like, you know, no one. If it's not like searchable and catchy, no one's gonna watch it. It's gonna get, maybe some of your subscribers will watch it and enjoy it, but it's not gonna go beyond that. So work out a better idea, and you know, I haven't yet done that. So like, you know, even that's like as bad as it really gets me. It's being like, oh yeah, there's this idea I want to do, but I can't do it in a way that is conceivably popular. That's about as crazy wild as the outside input gets. So I'm really thankful that being the way that I am glad that I found a way to be self-employed. I always did like early on, my mother always said like, don't get a job. Don't get a job. It's such a scam. They give you so little money and they want so much out of you. It just doesn't make sense to do it. And you know, I always kind of resented that. But it is kind of true that like when you work for someone else, they give you super strict targets, and they also that was weird. Yeah, there's a lot of things that come from it. Whereas when you're working for yourself, you are just working to kind of have your own targets, and those targets are much more serious when you don't meet them. You can't just keep taking money from someone because like they legally owe you it. Instead, like, yeah, you might work for below minimum wage, but you'll do something in a way that you get to decide. I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that like there are people who are excited to see these live streams. Also, I'm like, which is where am I supposed to go again? And my 6-year-old's like, check your phone. Have you considered getting the thing where it buzzes your watch? I've heard that's a thing people do. Speaking of things people do, I wish I could just submit the last season of Java Recipe for review. I'm sorry for not having a Java world for you, a Java realm review even. But yeah, I love the live streams. I have just never caught one live until now. Happy Thanksgiving. What is it that means you don't catch live streams live? I mean, actually, that is interesting that it would share live streams of you, but only after they're done. I guess there must be some number of people who like to watch the live streams, but only at certain times, and those times aren't while I'm streaming. Wonder if there's an easy fix for that, or if it's an unsolvable problem. All I am sure of is that this tunnel is getting wider, faster, stronger, harder, and removing the floor is making a good impact, I think. Okay, I think now looking at it, like it gets tight in sections, but I can take a singular line down it now. Oh no, it takes a real sharp bend here. Yeah, that's something I gotta fix. Oh, except not making myself in darkness, preferably. Yeah, it gets real tight over here. So we obviously mine on the left side. Yeah, that's probably one of the best things we can do. Is we mine a bit over here, and we try to make as much of that happen as possible. Just widening it out. When things get weird, we make it wider, and we'll see what that does for us. Oh, do not want that to go over here. Oh, where's the cobblestone? There's the cobblestone. Let's just patch that in, and then agree not to go that way anymore. Speaking of not going that way anymore, one time I used a wither to dig a tunnel fast. Oh, it works so well until the game starts lagging like crazy. I agree, the wither is the best way to do it. I think I've done that before. I was trying to uncover an ancient city, and I was like, I don't want to do this the way the game wants me to. So what was my idea? Going crazy. Speaking of going crazy, thank you Sergeant Preston for being a member for 5 months. Beauty Maya says, it is always good to be able to do something you love a lot. And it's a bonus if it makes you a livable wage and allows you to do the things you'd like to do as well. Yeah, okay, so my important lesson that I'd advise anyone that you probably get from video games anyway is the values of trade-offs. In the world, there are a few things that are much better than other things, but it's very rare that there is a product, for example, or a thing that is better than everything else in every single way. That we live in a world of inherent trade-offs in just about every field. Which world are we in today? You know, it's a valid question, Cars. Oh, Kara. You know, can I call you Cars? That sounds like a cutesy nickname and not like I assumed you were just called like, yep, I love me some automobiles, so I named myself after them. But, yeah, it's good to see so many new faces. Cars is fine. It's, I've got a tiny screen on my webcam now that I use to read chat. It means I can look you in the soul. Or indeed, you can look me in the soul. I figured I'd be able to play Minecraft like this, but I can't. It's not working. Okay, so we're just gonna mine our way through this. Look how much of a elf I am. Do you like my ears, by the way? I bought this at Poundland. I was pretty impressed. A hat for £1. Never seen something of such high value. So Kat, it's annothing when you have to stare directly at me when you read chat, says Taka. It's because I'm reading from your soul. So chat, I have a bit of a dilemma that I'd like you to help me with. So last Christmas, what's Poundland? You don't know Poundland? You're not British. You have a place called Poundland? Yeah, like where else are you gonna buy things for £1? You go to Poundland. The ears are very attractive. Ooh, thank you. Tap though. Yeah, one of the I can't believe you didn't know about Poundland. So yeah, I've got this dilemma, chat. I want you to help me with it. This is an example of a place where like, yeah, I actually do want the wisdom of a couple hundred internet strangers. Please do help me. So it's Christmas time coming up, and so I like to buy Christmas gifts for people. Not like, you know, not that many people, not that many Christmas gifts, but so I'm gonna buy some Christmas gifts for some people, and I've got a bit of an issue here, which is that last year, remember when everything was £1 in Poundland? I think it's insane they can get away with everything not being £1. Poundland is just discount grocery store. It's like, but who wants that? And why are we still calling it Poundland? Like, the prices there just about round mostly, but it just feels bad. There's just something about it feels like I'm being robbed emotionally, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. Would like it if we could prevent that feeling. Anyway, same our dollar store has turned into a $1.25 store. See, but the thing I like about the $1.25 store is at least they stuck to the fixed pricing. In Poundland, there are some things that cost £1, and some things cost £7, and some things cost £3. Some things are £1.50, some things are 3 for £2, some things are 2 for £3. It just, there's no logic to any of it. In my humble opinion, none of it makes any sense, and it's all very upsetting. Okay, so Beauty Maya says I'm just busy a lot and don't comment much, but watch most of your videos. Also, Toycat is yes. Hey, awesome, Beauty Maya. I really appreciate hearing from you, Beauty Maya. It's there's a feeling sometimes that like, yeah, I have like 10 people that like know and watch these streams, and it's good to catch up with them. You know, we got the Ned Orens of the world, the Tyler Skies of the world, the Dashes of the world. You know, we got these people here, and you know, so like the inherent feeling sometimes is just like, yeah, well, those are the people. That is the entirety. If someone really cared, they'd be here chatting in a live stream. It's cool to hear that even though you know, like that's not your default reflex, that you came here on Thanksgiving to say something nice. Okay, I've got a real dilemma I'd like to tell you about now, chat. But you've got to promise not to ask questions and just help me to find a solution. We're not chat. I need a no judgment zone, chat. Can you promise to give me one? So here's the deal. Last Christmas, I bought gifts for quite a few people for the first time, and it was a big ordeal, and wrapping them was so hard. It was lots of steps, and so last Christmas, at the same time as wrapping my gifts for that year, I figured, you know, I got kind of clever, and I started wrapping this year's gifts. I figured, I'm already in the gift wrapping mood. I'll just pre-prepare gifts for everyone for this year, right? Hear me out, yeah? And so I did that, and now I don't know which gift is for who. You might have figured, well, you just write down. You forgot, didn't you? Yeah, I've got 10 gifts in a bag somewhere, and I have no clue which gift is for who. And I don't want to unwrap them to find out. That seems that would be undoing the very benefit. But I don't even know what I gifted in there. Like, I think I gifted someone a brick, maybe. But that's about as close as I get. I feel like I gifted one of those people a brick, and I have no idea what else I gifted everyone else. Christmas roulette, says Chris H. Right, that is the closest thing I have to a solution right now. Is just, okay, I wrap these gifts a year, give them to anyone. They should be thankful for any gift. You know, you're right, Harrison. If you can't take me at my random brick and a roll of Christmas wrapping, you don't deserve me when I'm giving out. You know, honestly, that's probably the best gift I have there. Anyway, so yeah, is the best solution just to go gift roulette then? This is why I only use gift bags and don't wrap gifts. Yeah, that's what my mother used to do. Funnily enough, it was always like almost a lazy thing. I'm just like, yeah, this is a solution technically, which I just thought was funny. But yeah, write random names on them and hope for the best. You know, writing random names on things and hoping for the best genuinely is going to be my strategy. I'm looking forward to it. Grab bag time. I was thinking of them being for family. Do you think I should tell people that they're random? Or should I make it like a game of like, try to post hoc justify why a gift is for someone? Can I has brick? You know what? You would be a grateful gift receiver, the 1-1. You know what? You can have a brick. You are now entitled to use the brick. Yeah, I feel like a brick is a really fun Christmas gift. You could beat someone to death with it. You could build a house. You could use it as a ruler. You know, you just have to draw things on the side. You could use it as a doorstop. Like, the number of things you can do with a brick if you get creative enough are where I come from. Where I come in to see everyone asking for bricks. Give everyone to open random ones, but then they have to guess which gift belongs to the right person. Oh, that's a good game, Harrison, actually. That's a really good game. The thing is I know they're not even, like, well addressed to people. I know they were kind of silly gifts when I was, like, making them with someone in mind. So, you know, the whole thing is falling apart. I just figured at the time, like, of course I'm going to remember which of these gifts is for who based on the size of them in the bag. And this is a reminder that, like, you trust your memory way more than you should trust your memory. A brick from Toycat would really be nice. Okay, you know what, chat? Everyone write me a comment under this video when it's done about why you think you should deserve a Christmas gift brick. And a way to contact you so I can get your address. And I might mail you a brick. If you're really good this Christmas, I'll consider mailing you a brick. How does that sound? Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's live stream. I've enjoyed it immensely. I hope that you're having a good Saturday evening, or whatever time it is where you are. Because you know what? It can be any time of day, any time of year. But no matter when it is, all I know is that I've been ibxtoycat, and today I made an elytra tunnel, which we're about to fly down right now. Okay, so let's see if it works. Can I do this in one solid fly? I don't think so, but I think I can come close. Okay, so I'm just gonna fly down, and then I'm gonna fly like left and then to the right. Okay, perfect. That actually worked well. Oh, don't hit the ceiling. Yes. Oh no. Oh, it's still not cut far enough left. But as you can see, once I reach that point, and once I get past the slimes, which I've now allowed to spawn. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Flying an elytra and slimes, bad combination. But as you can see, after that point, if I can just keep the flow going fast enough, then we can, in fact, get down the thing. Honestly, it's crazy how widening it this much still hasn't quite solved the problem. Decorate it like the glide minigame. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Make it go through little loops. That's actually quite a fun idea. Like, oh, actually, yeah. So this ravine right here, because it goes so far down, rather than making it go down, I could make it do a loop-de-loop if I wanted to. Yeah, that might be a fun idea, actually. So that's like a highway off-ramp design principles, right? If we can make a... Yeah, okay. I like this idea enough to want to pursue it, actually. You know, okay, but right now, it's 11:30 p.m. I do have to sleep at some point, and I've decided that some point means now. Best worst turkey day, it sucked, but I spent it with ibxtoycat. Thank you for spending your Thanksgiving with me. Or indeed, whatever time of day it is, because on the internet, there is no such thing as time, dates, locations, or people. And I hope that I'll see you later today for a video about bricks. It's definitely a video about bricks. You're going to really enjoy it. So, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. I'll be streaming again on Sunday, by the way. Sunday. Put Sunday in your calendar as the next Toycat stream. Goodbye.